Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started.
We currently have 3 drivers vying for the title, with Lando Norris reassuming the championship lead in recent races and opening up a certain gap to Oscar Piastri and Max Verstappen. Piastri, in particular, has dropped off slightly in performance over the last few races, but Verstappen remains strong, trying to stay firmly in the fight despite some issues he has faced with his car. Now, we have 3 races and 1 sprint event remaining in the championship. Norris currently holds a 24-point lead over second-place Piastri and a 49-point lead over Verstappen. It's worth remembering that Verstappen has a new engine for the remainder of the season, and that extra power could certainly weigh heavily in this final dispute. But the big question remains: Norris, Piastri, or Verstappen? Who can still be crowned champion? What are the chances for each of them? For Norris, the scenario is the most comfortable. There are only 83 points left up for grabs, and even if he doesn't win another race, finishing second in all remaining events would be enough to secure the title. Specifically, if Norris were to finish second in every remaining event, Las Vegas, the Qatar GP, the Qatar Sprint, and Abu Dhabi, he would finish the season with 451 points. In this specific scenario, even if Piastri were to win all the remaining races, he would only reach a maximum of 449 points, falling short. Verstappen, in a scenario of winning all consecutive races, would reach a maximum of 424 points. For Piastri, life is significantly more complicated. He not only needs to get back on the podium consistently, but he also needs to finish ahead of Verstappen in at least 2 of the upcoming races, and he absolutely needs to beat Norris. The risk of him losing even the runner-up spot is real, especially since he has retired from 3 of the last 6 races, and Red Bull is showing increasing strength in this final phase of the championship. Of the 3 remaining tracks this season, only Qatar has brought the Australian good results in recent years, further increasing his challenge. In short, Piastri still has a real chance at the title, but it depends entirely on him consistently beating Norris and maintaining stable results throughout the final stretch. For Max Verstappen, the mathematics are far more complex. First, he needs to win everything, and second, he needs to rely on constant struggles and misfortunes for both McLaren drivers. Even Helmut Marko, the team consultant, has already admitted that Verstappen would need at least 1 more retirement from both Norris and Piastri to truly be back in the fight. Even if Verstappen achieves his maximum possible score of 424 points by winning everything, Norris could still secure the title by finishing 3rd in all remaining races, giving him a total of 441 points and a comfortable lead over Verstappen. Piastri's scenario is also challenging. He can only win the title if he wins all upcoming rounds and counts on Norris finishing below 3rd place in at least 2 of those races, allowing him to reach 449 points. He is highly dependent on his teammate tripping up. Ultimately, the chances for Piastri and Verstappen are not impossible, but securing the title would require a massive effort and a beautiful, dramatic turnaround in this final phase of the season. Norris, meanwhile, relies only on his own consistency. He opened up a crucial advantage at the right moment and now holds both the mathematical and sporting favoritism to secure the 2025 title. But as we always say in Formula One, mathematics isn't always the most accurate factor, and a lot can happen on the track. So I want to know your opinion. Who are you betting on for the 2025 title? Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, or Max Verstappen? Talk to us down in the comments.
Hey friends, how's it going? Big question today. Is McLaren sabotaging Oscar Piastri's car, or has the Australian simply lost his confidence? Both the driver and the team have spoken out about what's been happening in recent races, which ultimately cost Piastri the championship lead for the first time since April. Let's break it all down. And of course, a video this complete deserves your subscription. We're entering the decisive stretch of the season, heading toward the Brazilian Grand Prix, and you don't want to miss any of the action. So make sure you're subscribed, notifications on, and drop a like. That way YouTube alerts you whenever a new video comes out, always with the very best of Formula One. Now, back to Piastri. The young Australian hasn't been in his best form this season. At the Mexican Grand Prix, he once again suffered from a mysterious lack of pace compared to his teammate Lando Norris, and that poor performance cost him the championship lead. In qualifying, he was more than half a second slower than Norris, only managing P7 on the grid, and that was with help from Carlos Sainz's penalty. This isn't just a one-off. For several races now, Piastri has looked unsettled, making small mistakes and struggling to match Norris's rhythm. And naturally, when that happens, the rumors start flying. Some fans are already speculating that McLaren might be giving preference to Norris, or even, in the more extreme theories, sabotaging Piastri's car. But what's really going on? Piastri himself addressed the situation this week. He admitted he initially wondered if there might be lingering damage from the United States GP, where the bumpy track made the car bottom out badly. But after a detailed analysis with the team, they found no signs of mechanical failure. Team principal Andrea Stella was very clear. There is nothing wrong with the car. Instead, Stella pointed to driving style and track conditions. He explained that Norris excels in situations with low grip and sliding tires, exactly what we saw in Austin and Mexico, while Piastri shines on high grip circuits where his precise style works best. Stella reminded everyone that this is still only Piastri's third season in Formula One, and that ups and downs like this are part of his development curve. During practice sessions, engineer Tom Stollard noticed that Norris was gaining significant time in the heavy braking zones, especially at turns 1 and 12. Piastri tried to adapt, braking later and stretching his deceleration to match Norris's approach, but that adjustment cost him speed in other areas, particularly the fast-flowing sections and the stadium sector. In other words, the gap wasn't about equipment, but about adapting to conditions. Piastri reinforced this message in his own words. He admitted in the last 2 races he hasn't been able to use his natural style of driving. Instead, he's been forced to tweak things, which left him less comfortable behind the wheel. But he was adamant. He hasn't lost confidence or ability. It's just a matter of adjustment, and he believes that analyzing these experiences will make him stronger for the upcoming rounds. He also pushed back firmly on the idea that McLaren has been favoring Norris. According to Piastri, the cars haven't changed in weeks, and his dip in performance has nothing to do with the machinery. It's about adapting to the unique challenges of recent circuits. Looking ahead, Stella is confident Piastri will bounce back quickly, pointing to Interlagos as a track more suited to his strengths. The team expects him to use the Mexican Grand Prix as a learning experience and return to fighting at the front. Still, the reality is harsh. The championship lead is gone, and if Piastri doesn't recover fast, Norris or even Verstappen could take full advantage. The next few races will be crucial to prove whether this is just a temporary slump or a real turning point in the title battle. So now I turn it over to you. Do you think McLaren has truly been fair with both drivers, or is there an internal push to make Norris the clear number 1? And most importantly, can Piastri recover in time to still fight for the title? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
A few weeks ago, it was announced that Felipe Drugovich would be moving to Formula E. However, the exact timeline for his continued role as Aston Martin's reserve driver and whether he would maintain any function next year remained unclear. Now, the Brazilian driver has officially confirmed his departure from Aston Martin. This past weekend's Las Vegas Grand Prix served as his final appearance as a reserve driver for the team. After 3 years with the Aston Martin organization, the Brazilian talent has decided to pursue a new path in motorsport. He is now set to race for the Andretti FE team in the upcoming 2025-2026 season, which is scheduled to kick off on December 6th at the São Paulo E-Prix. The driver stated on social media that it felt like the right time to seek out new opportunities. He extended his thanks to Aston Martin for everything he experienced since 2023. The team also published a farewell message wishing the Brazilian good luck in this new phase of his career. Despite being cited numerous times as a potential future race driver for the team, Drugovich ultimately never got the chance to compete in a Formula One Grand Prix over the past 3 years. With this official closing of his chapter at Aston Martin, he begins a new trajectory in Formula E. However, some information suggests that his move to Andretti FE, which has strong links to the Cadillac program, could maintain a crucial connection. Andretti works closely with Cadillac, and thus, should a need arise in the near future, Drugovich could potentially be called upon for a potential future Andretti Cadillac Formula One entry. we will certainly be keeping a close eye on the future of the Brazilian driver. And we want to know what you think. Do you believe Drugovich is making the right move by going to Formula E? Or do you think he should have continued to focus solely on Formula One, waiting for a chance?